Alright, you mid laners, it's your time to shine. Here are 10 things that only mid lane mains will understand. Number 1, getting autofilled. Mid lane is easily the most popular and most desired role in the game, because let's face it, it's probably the role with the most carry potential. And well, who doesn't want to carry? Not just carry, but specifically get recognized for that fat, thick backpack you decided to haul around for your team. Again, I'm sorry to all you support mains out there who get no honors. The problem is, because everybody has the same idea, they end up queuing for mid lane, which inevitably means you're going to get autofilled the most out of any role. In other words, I hope you've been practicing your jungling mechanics. Number 2, having to lane against this thing. But that's okay, because we all have a ban we can use, right? Of course, then there's the problem of running into number 3, having to lane against this thing, or this thing, or this thing, or this thing. Yeah, I think we've detected a pattern here. Mid lane probably has the most annoying champion pool in the entire game. It doesn't necessarily have the number 1 most annoying champion in the game, Teemo. But there are just so many of them, and the entire champion pool is so big that you're pretty much guaranteed to lane against one of them. There's very few champions in mid lane that don't make you want to rip your hair out during laning phase. Of course, with that being said, you as mid lane mains yourself are probably playing one of these champions. Nevertheless, it doesn't make it any less annoying. I think this is one of the main reasons people end up leaving mid lane. I know it's the reason I stopped maining mid, that's for sure. Bro, I was just a naive RE main minding my own business, and then boom, all these freaking death marks and tornadoes just kept getting thrown at me, so off the top lane I went. And yes, Yasuo deserves his own number. Number 4, having to ward both sides of your lane. Unfortunately for you mid laners, mid lane is, well, in the middle of everything. In other words, instead of having to worry about just getting ganked on one side of the map, you have to worry about both, and vision becomes an issue very quickly. Additionally, you almost have to worry about warding in 3 different places, because it's also important to ward the mid lane itself to see roams. There's just not enough wards to go around, which kind of brings me to the next one. Number 5, getting ganked. Okay, I know what you're saying. I say this in all of these videos, but unlike my other videos, this doesn't directly apply to just the jungler. Yes, it's true the jungler does naturally show up to mid a lot, but the big kicker is so does everybody else. Everyone and their mom wants a piece of mid lane, and there's nothing you can do about it sometimes. You can almost guarantee that either top or bot lane will look for a gank on mid at some point in the game, especially the support. I swear this dude is out to get you sometimes more than his own lane. Mid lane is honestly like playing with 3 junglers trying to kill you. The jungler, the top laner, and the support who always seems to be roaming. On the flip side of things, this brings me into my next point. Number 6, having to roam. Roaming is naturally a part of the mid lane role for similar reasons why it's ganked so much. It's in the middle of the map, and it's the mid laner's job to occasionally roam around the map, some champions more than others. Still, it can be easy to give away a lead because of this. If a roam is unsuccessful, it's very easy for the enemy mid laner to catch up quickly in CS. Alternatively, if you're playing against a heavy roaming mid laner like Talon, it can be hard to keep up with how much they move, and there's a high chance if they succeed, you're going to get flamed by your team, even though you pinged like 10 times that they were missing and coming bot. Like 10 freaking times. But what really gets you going is when they question mark ping you back like they had no idea they were coming.
Mid missing. Care bot.
An ally has been slain.
Wow. Mid diff.
RIP. Number 7, having to focus on lane priority. Lane priority is a general concept for all lanes, but especially mid. Junglers will always want your help in the fight for scuttle, or just want extra help when invading. And sometimes you honestly feel like you're ganking the jungler more than they gank you. For all you jungle mains out there that just got triggered from that sentence, please see my top 10 things only jungle mains understand. Thank you. I mean, in their defense, that is a part of the mid laner's job. But still, lane priority plays such a big role in mid, especially for big objectives like Rift. Number 8, the inevitable ARAM. Now at some point in the game, everything will just turn into an ARAM, and everybody will come mid. Now this isn't necessarily a bad thing, but sometimes people just come to take your CS from your lane. That's probably one of the most annoying parts about it. If your team is pushing for an objective, that's one thing. But if they're just taking the CS because it looks juicy and free, that's when it can get you really riled up. Everyone wants to make a claim on the mid lane farm. Number 9, your lane is a magnet. This is kind of similar to my other points, but everybody is attracted to mid at all times in the game. Mid lane is also a desperation move for both top and bot if they're getting trashed on in lane. For example, if top lane gets clapped, there's a high chance their wave will be frozen, and then they'll resort to coming mid. And if they got clapped in their own lane, there's a good chance they'll try for some desperation play and give your enemy mid laner some free kills too, which is always fun. Number 10, having to lane against SMURFS. Because mid lane is the most popular role and probably the lane with the most carry potential, it is also the go-to role for SMURFs. If the other team is going to have a SMURF, it's most likely going to be in the mid lane, which is always a grand old time. I do love getting smacked around. It's very fun. Some honorable mentions go to taking years to destroy a turret because your champion does literally no damage to them. This is the worst, especially for AP champions. Rarely getting blue buff from jungle if you're a mana hungry champion, unless you're in a pre-made, or the jungler is just feeling extra kind that day. And lastly, Zhonya's and stopwatch in general. This thing is the most annoying item to play against. You think you're about to kill them, but then nope, boom, golden. I love that. Also, this is kind of random, but if you're looking for a place to hang out, meet some chill league players / gamers, and potentially have a better chance to get that blue buff, or you're just looking for friends in general, consider joining my Discord. We have an amazing community of people, so come swing by. Anyways, that is 10 things that only mid lane mains will understand. Let me know if I missed anything in the comments, and yes, ADC mains, you're next. So make sure to comment things only you ADC mains will understand too. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!